Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about the Profusion Pro Pigment Palette. So this is what she looks like. This is the more kind of pink purple toned one. It's a very warm palette. This is, I don't want to say this is my least favorite because I don't think I have a favorite or a least favorite of these. However, I think that this one has probably more kind of repeat shades in it. A lot of these are very similar, and it also has, I think, more than one dud in it, so more than one shade that is just almost impossible to work with. The entire palette overall is absolutely beautiful though. Yeah, I love this palette just like all the other ones. This also comes with a brush, so comes with a kind of a different, this is a shorter, a little bit less dense shading brush or packer brush, and then this one is more of, it's a little bit flat, or more flat, I should say, on the top, and this one I would say is more for really blowing that color out in the transition or you know, kind of this upper crease area. So I love these brushes though. I just think that for coming in a drugstore palette, these brushes are amazing. I mean, I use them every time I use one of these palettes, and if I get to where I'm not using or reaching for these palettes as much anymore, I'm definitely going to be pulling these brushes out and putting them in my brush holder, because these are really, they're very, very nice brushes. Okay, so let's go into talking about this palette. This is a good mixture of mattes and shimmers. So you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes, and then the rest of them are going to be shimmers or those kind of glittery topper type shades. It's a very warm tone palette, like I said before. It has a lot of kind of peachy, terracotta-y, orangey colors over here, and then goes into some kind of purple and pinks, and then just a little pop of gold here. This color here is a really beautiful, deep purple color, and you can see it's got a ton of blue micro glitter in it. It's really, really beautiful. Yeah, these palettes are, I just can't tell you how much I love them. Like, these are definitely some of my absolute favorite purchases from 2018. I of course have all kinds of makeup. I've got high-end, I've got drugstore, I've got dollar makeup, I've got all kinds of makeup. These by far, for the money, are just amazing shadows. This is a $10 palette, and these pan sizes are huge. They are, I would say, the size of a quarter, but just in a square, if that makes any sense. And yeah, the color stories in these palettes are beautiful. They perform beautifully. I've used every single one of them. I love them. I am wearing one of these palettes on my eyes today. They last beautifully throughout the day. They're just, like I say, I'm so amped up about this brand right now. And I'm so excited to see what they do in the future. So anyways, let's just go ahead and get into swatching this palette, because I know I keep raving about the shadows, but let's go ahead and do some swatches. That's a matte there. That's not a matte. Okay, so I would say that this shade here isn't probably the strongest shade in the palette. This is another matte here, I believe. Nope, not a matte, sorry. It's almost like a satin. I wouldn't say it's too shimmery. That pink is a matte though, and it's so fantastic. I can't wait until spring, summertime to start wearing those fun, bright eyeshadow looks again. This winter has been, well, and it hasn't even been winter that long. That's what is so sad about it. last year was just a tough year for me, period. But December was probably the worst month for me. And I'm just so ready. I was so ready for 2019 to roll around. And now that it has, I'm just so ready for warm weather. We have gotten hit really, really hard here in North Carolina this year. So I'm definitely ready for the beach and fun in the sun and warm weather and warm makeup. I'm ready for bright makeup, all of those things. I hope everybody had a fantastic New Year's though, and I hope that this year is going to be incredible for everybody. I have high hopes. I feel like things are going to be better this year. If you had a hard year last year like I did, my heart goes out to you. And I hope that things will be better for us this year. Okay, and I remember this shade here is beautiful. It's a beautiful shade. It's kind of like a pinky peach, but it's not one of the better shades in the palette. It definitely, come on, there we go. Yeah, this one's definitely, I bet if you used it with a wet brush though, it would work really well. So, okay. And then the shade right next to it is very similar. Okay, and then here is one of those kind of real flaky, yeah, one of those real flaky kind of topper shades. Oh, that gold. And though it looks like, and I think I even said that those shades are similar, the kind of white, and now that I'm looking at them, they're more pigmented than maybe just a straight topper would be, but I'm sorry, and I still have some stains from the last palette I swatched, which is the Wanderlust palette. But yeah, these all actually have different kind of undertones to them, so. And these mattes are just so beautiful. This is a matte. The mattes in these palettes blend out so beautifully. Did I get that off? My goodness. Okay, let me see if I can get this pink off. Dry it off here. Okay, sorry about that. This is a really beautiful, like satin, very, very light peach color. It's really beautiful. And this pink is like, I love it. It reminds me of like a bubblegum pink from the 80s. It's just a really cool metallic pink color. And then I've got one more shade here. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch it on the side of my arm instead of my elbow. And it is another one of these. Yeah, and this one is definitely a dud. This one here is called Precious. It's almost impossible to pick up with your finger. Yeah, and it's super, super flaky. It's definitely one of those topper shades. It's got a ton of shine to it, but really, really flaky. It might be one of those that if you scrape it, it might work better. But, oh, sorry. Let me give you a good overview of these swatches. So this is the Pro Pigment palette. And if you can even see that where I swatched it. Yeah, this is the Pro Pigment palette. And again, this is another Beautiful palette, beautiful drugstore $10 palette that I absolutely love. This one definitely has more kind of dud shades in it, I would say, than any of the other palettes that I got. These three white shades here, if I can get this in focus here, this one here, this one here, and this one here are a little bit difficult to work with. And then this one here, which I love this shade so much. It's called Rush right here. That's the one I was telling you was a little bit difficult to work with. Or it's not difficult to work with, it just doesn't, it doesn't have a ton of pigment, and it isn't the easiest shadow to get on your lid. I love this shade though. I do think that I've got a crossover of this somewhere in one of my other palettes though, so I wasn't like super upset about it. But yeah, other than those few shades though, the mattes in these palettes are gorgeous. The shimmers are beautiful. This is another one where if you really wanted to, you could get a sort of neutral look out of it. It would be more of a warm neutral if you went in with some of these shades down here and your two matte kind of brown colors. Yeah, so anyways guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Definitely don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!